Kansas City. We got Sentinels taking on Cloud9. I am so excited for this matchup. Cloud9 obviously having a bit of a rougher start than we'd expected in their pools, not even getting first place, dropping down to E United, whereas Sentinels undefeated so far.
Yeah, everybody wake up. This is a banger of a series. Let's see it. Like you said, the grand finals of Kansas City meeting in winners bracket round 1. That's almost unheard of, but because Cloud9 slips up, they lose to E United in pools. They give themselves a much more difficult road here today on Saturday. The winners bracket starts off. It's Sentinels versus Cloud9. Recharge Oddball is going to be game 1 of our series.
And I'm looking for the matchup on your screen right now. Royal 2 on the Sentinel side going up against Bound on Cloud9.
Woo!
Two very vital players, two key pieces to their squad as we start this game 1 off. Recharge Oddball with Royal 2.
I just say 1.57, that's incredible if he's able to keep up that kind of slaying prowess. On board with Royal 2, picks up the perfect shots onto a kill. All 4 down, Cloud9 go, and Sentinels find themselves with ball in hand in the first setup of the game.
You gotta be careful if you are Cloud9, like the boys on the desk were saying. Sentinels actually known to start off a bit slow, but right now it's going so well for them. 4 down right up the start, they got some ball time.
When it rains, it pours, and when Royal 2 gets heating up, the score line's gonna result in the same. Sentinels starting to break away with this one, 20 points on the board. That ball over in blue though, in Royal 2, he's made his way over towards the shock rifle. Away from the ball setup maybe, but how much chaos can he create? He goes down, and Cloud9 do a phenomenal job to weather the storm of the first setup of Sentinels. They actually get the ball back blue, and it does look like Eco is shocked now. He's gonna have an opportunity to create an opening for Cloud9.
You got Eco Smith on your screen with the shock rifle by trying to find a player, and Pipes gets back by Royal 2, and that's the player you do not want to see have the shock rifle if you're on Cloud9, because he's known to split some wigs.
Eco, you gotta check your corners there. Royal 2 hiding, able to get that back smack, and because of it creates an opportunity now for Sentinels. Frosty picks up a double kill in the kill feed, and that usually means good things to happen for Sentinels, but the last 2 members being a nuisance. Royal 2 gets taken down, so a great job once again by Cloud9. Down men in the fight, down numbers to get kills.
Frosty on your screen now. Commando in his back pocket, ball in his hands, gets sniped by Stellar. That shock rifle causing all kinds of problems for both teams right now as Penguin moves in with that double kill. Shock rifle in the hands of Penguin, trying to set his team up for success as Eco picks up the ball. They're in danger though in this turbine. Both players down some shields.
Yeah, but look at this. The rest of the map is prioritizing the camouflage that just spawned, and in the meantime, Penguin finds himself a headshot. The ball rotates to Pipes, and Cloud9 starting to catch up. All of a sudden, Penguin starts hitting a couple of shots. Cloud9 fans starting to feel some momentum, and right now, this setup's gonna be very difficult to break. Penguin does go down, but it looks like Cloud9 is still in a favorable position to take the lead.
2 players on each side go down, make that 3 for Cloud9 as all 4 alive for Sentinels. Cloud9, unfortunate times for those deaths right there. Snakebite able to grapple the ball to Turbine, grapple his way out of harm's way, and grapple his way once again, getting out of Turbine with the oddball. Snakebite making it look easy.
What in the world? Somehow, some way that works out for Snakebite. Such a difficult kill on the map, and now with ball over at Elevator, this is a setup. Great shots from Snakebite as well. Unfortunately, just too many members of Cloud9 to try and deal with there, and Sentinels' setup is broken once again, so let's credit Cloud9 to continuously breaking the setup so far in game 1.
Hopping on board with Lethal. Things are all tied up here in round number 1 of game number 1 as Lethal bouncing that grenade, top elevator spots. Bound has that head glitch, but Royal 2 able to come in and clean up that kill. Lethal does go down. 3 members fall for Sentinels, but Royal 2, last player alive, goes for the ball. Not sure if this will work out in his favor, and it does as he strong sides out of there.
What a selfless play by Royal 2. Not something you can typically say about Royal 2's gameplay, I feel like a lot of the time. He gets that ball over to Elevator, but look, this is exactly what Cloud9 want. Multiple members are over towards the elevator, but Lethal's broken the seal to the setup once again. Finds himself a nice back smack, Bound to no shield. The ball gets played by the middle again, and I mean, what a chaotic start to this series we already have. Neither team really being able to hold a setup, and that's significant credit to both teams playing aggressively when given the opportunity.
couple members for both sides go down. Lethal spots the player control, gonna try to make sure Bound goes down, but Bound is a very hard kill time and time again, making his opponents look silly as Lethal not able to get the kill on Bound.
And those staying alive like that is so big for Bound. Right now they have to figure out a way to stay alive. Multiple players, no shield, Snakebite can't find either. And all of a sudden, Cloud9 starting to stay alive, starting to use some teamwork we haven't seen from them yet. And this is a phenomenal way to respond to Sentinels' early lead. They now have the lead and are starting to slay with an opportunity of a setup of their own.
Back and forth, a fight for control. Neither team able to solidify a long chunk of time, just trying to scrap away. But as I say that, Cloud9 putting up some points on the board. 53 and counting to 32. Royal 2's gonna need to make something happen here. Pipes gets spotted, running towards batteries, able to get a kill in that attic before going down.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the rest of Sentinels not able to get the kills. Cloud9 able to find the slays they need. Penguin knocks down the last player in Frosty. That's going to be a complete reset. And with that ball being all the way in the elevator, this is going to be a nice 30-second lead already for Cloud9. And Sentinels have one last chance to break this setup in round one.
A minute and 33 on the game clock. Of course, that timer does not go down when the ball is in possession as the trade comes in for Lethal. Eco, gets a kill of his own. 3, make that 4 down for Sentinels, and this is all Cloud9 in round number 1.
Bound's gonna pick up this ball, push this point to the 80-point mark here. 50-point lead now for Cloud9. It's been all C9 in the second half of this first round. And although the slays are about even, you can see how efficient Cloud9 have made their setups work here in round 1.
8 more seconds to go as Bound trying to close out this round. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, round number 1 to Cloud9.
What a phenomenal round 1, and they needed that, especially after the series from E United yesterday. You have to think, what can Cloud9 do in order to get some momentum? Well, coming out as hot as they just did, winning round 1 in oddball is going to give everyone on that side of the stage so much confidence for the rest of this series.
Lethal trying to turn things around for the Sentinels side. Unfortunately for him, he goes down. Make that 3 players down for Sentinels. Royal 2 last one alive once again in a very similar position. We saw him last time. Good shots. Taking down Stellar there, trying to get away. Unfortunately, Royal 2 has other plans.
We talked about it before the series. Stellars had a 1.00 KD ratio coming in to this series against Sentinels so far throughout the tournament. What, 15, 6, and 10? Stellars upgraded his performance. You know he's capable of it. If he can play at that level all series long, Cloud9 have a great chance to create this upset.
About a minute into the second round, neither team able to get the ball out of that batteries area. All players just fighting for control, and that's what you got to do before you can get the ball on recharge. 3 members fall for each side. Penguin versus Snakebite, 1-on-1. Penguin able to put some pressure on Snakebite so that he can get the ball out of there, but no, Snakebite takes him down.
What a great play from Snakebite. Doesn't have the positioning, doesn't have the damage output, but he repositions, he outplays Penguin from that point, able to deny any significant ball time going into their hands, because Penguin was about to get a setup going of his own.
After losing that round 1, I want to hop on over to a Sentinels Astro, listening to hear what the comms are like. You know they're still feeling good, but they got to turn things around to want to win game 1.
They're going to be long.
Watch pipes.
I got pipes.
I have nades.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yo, I'm soning blue. I'm going to fight.
I'm here one turbine.
Everyone 20. Turbine,
What side?
Left.
You can be going to triangle. He's going to triangle. You're triangle too. 2 pipes. Can you throw a ball? There's 3.
1 and 2 on 8, guys. 2 on. Cam on 10, guys. Cam on 10. Pipes. Yeah, you guys hear me on cam, right? 5 seconds.
One seal, big one to beat. He's going to be piped on brown. I'm trying to help you.
Cam was up. Nice.
Let's go, TJ. I'm going to shoot 2 top goal, guys. Ball guy, one other.
Hold the ball in. Yeah, we have pushing ball guy.
Yeah, get ready.
Found me on ball. And they're killing me from turbine.
He's Neil, CJ.
Nice.
Top gold, Stellar. Stellar might come.
2 golden pipes.
Careful, guys. He's commander, Matt. Go for kills. I'll get ball.
Top gold enemy, Stellar.
Rivers coming. Rivers.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
I got ball. Yeah, can we kill this guy? Alright, yo, bottom A.
I'm looking.
He's gonna kill me.
Top wall. Penguin. Triple turbine. Jump across the turbine. Hard death. One in canvas, one bound. One in canvas, one in turbine. One in needles.
I'm going for this kill.
One in needles. Dead. 3 dead.
I got ball. Where am I going? Where you guys spawn? So let's respawn.
In turbine.
No, they're ball's moving here. They're mid-map, guys. They're mid-map.
One in C-stars, Kevin.
There's one mid-map.
One in triple. One in single box as well. One in triple still.
Battle with sniper.
Throw ball.
Yeah. Stellar is shot, guys. Stellar is shot.
Yeah, turbine half and mid-range 2 bomb BR. 2 bomb BR. I can shoot bomb BR.
Bound is weak. There's 2 there. Bound
last
is 2.
two ball,
Yeah,
last
last 2. Bound is a weak guy. The other one's full.
I'm on bottom blue.
Yeah, good play. Good play. Bound. There might be.
Yo, top BR, big one.
Nice guys.
One more back. Top BR, shock, repulsor.
All play, guys.
Yeah, ball play. Okay,
Guys,
top
guys,
BR.
I can top your shoot.
Hey, one's pipes right now. Peter, just shoot down. I'll go down. Guys, got one.
Where's pipes, right? You know?
I don't know. Let's fight this guy.
I'm grappling.
Grappling.
Deals.
Last two. No, I'm gonna die. Where they going? Pipes half. There's a guy back here.
Go pipes to me, guys.
Turbine on that. Nice, good ball.
I'm going right away. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Don't
stay
play, you
fast
guys
here.
spawn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have shots. Yeah, I'm BR. Yo, R2 doing nothing bound and grab. Ballage me. Kill these guys.
Clear and concise comms out of the Sentinel side, specifically Frosty and Snakebite really kind of being those vocal leaders on their team. We saw Royal 2 single-handedly wipe out that Cloud9 roster earlier in Turbine.
The entire team to stick to do it. And Royal 2 starting to give Sentinels the light they need to push this to a round 3. A phenomenal listen-in from a very locked-in Sentinels roster. It's a one-on-one currently, but Lethal, he has the advantage. He has the oddball. He's starting to rack up a ton of time here, and with 40 points to his name, Lethal's going to throw that to his teammates. You can't play it any better, and look at Sentinels. They're going to get slayed out here in the back of blue, but as long as they play the ball, the job is done.
Big turnaround from that round number 1 for Sentinel, 67-24 as Snakebite goes down. Taking a look at the scoreboard really quick, I want to call out Stellar for a stellar performance so far in game number 1. 26 and 16, he is really leading the charge for the boys on Cloud9. I want to see more out of that for Stellar. We know the dominance that everyone on this Cloud9 roster have, but especially Stellar.
Frosty gets the better of him there, though, and that creates a 2-man advantage momentarily for Sentinels. The ball not able to be capitalized on right now. You can tell Sentinels want to get this thing to long haul, move it over to blue, and Frosty, you might need to go help Lethal because this rotation is not going to be free as Penguin and the rest of Cloud9 are pushing from that pipes area. They're losing teammates left and right. But if Frosty can get a kill, he can make things interesting, and Frosty gets 2 with the stick. Incredible by him. That's opened up the door for Royal 2.
Frosty with 2, Royal 2 gets 1 of his own, but Eco is there to try to weather the storm. Lethal needs to get this cleanup quick, and he does. 1 member down for each side, but what a play there for Sentinels.
What an incredible play. And they somehow, in a 2v4 situation, are able to fend off, buy some time for Lethal to get there. Lethal gets there to find the 4th kill. The ball gets played, but 80-24, Faisal. This round is an absolute slaughter in the favor of Sentinels. They respawned so well after that first round, and moments away from pushing this to a round 3 here in game 1.
And knowing the history between these 2 rosters, we knew it was going to be back and forth. We knew it was going to be a tug of war. The question is, who's going to come out on top as Frosty clicks in that camo, gets taken down by Stellar. 2 members fall for Sentinels. Stellar trying to stay alive, gets a body onto Royal 2, gets the cleanup via bound, and only 48 seconds before this goes to a round 3.
48 seconds. The clock does stop when the ball is picked up, so bound, you need to make your way into a safe location. You can stop this clock from moving. Not only that, but you need points right now. Slay's continuing to go in Cloud9's favor, but they have so much work to do if they want to try and make a comeback here.
Essentially, perfect Halo is what we're going to need to see as 2 members in control take down Bound and Clutch. This could be the nail in the coffin for round number 2. As Sentinels and the boys are holding it down here in control. 2 more seconds, and there you have it. We're going to a round 3.
All right, round 3 it is. They're going to decide it, going the distance in game 1 here. Cloud9 versus Sentinels, like you said, Faisal, it was never going to be simple. It was never going to be straightforward. It was never going to be a blowout between these 2. And Stellar, he's got 30 to his name, but needs to figure out a way to continue to push on, to continue to have success, because Cloud9 need a much stronger performance here in round 3 than what we just saw in round 2, and Sentinels are starting to win off the break, and you have to think, if another setup from Sentinels gets put in, this could be bad news for Cloud9 as far as momentum is concerned.
Penguin with camouflage trying to stay alive. Easy kill onto Snakebite, full shields, picks up the repulsor as well. Spots Lethal for the double kill. Eco gets one of his own, so 3 fresh dead for Sentinels, allowing Cloud9 the opportunity to roam the map, get some control, and stay alive with this camo grapple. Good job out of Penguin.
Great plays out of Penguin to get in a position where you can get this ball safely into pipes without having to even slay the likes of Sentinels. Now Sentinels are gonna have to break this pipe setup here, and Penguin has 1 grapple left to play around. His teammates are picking up kills, and that's gonna do it. They get the slays, all 4 dead for Sentinels. Cloud9 are gonna have the first setup of the game, but I'm pretty sure Penguin just got killed by his own ball carrier there, and that's gonna make the setup a little bit weaker.
Are you joking me? Did Penguin just get meleeed by his teammate? Because 4 members were down for Sentinels. Not sure how Penguin officially went down. I think it was somewhat of a betrayal, but Eco on your screen takes down Lethal. 1 member down for Sentinels, 2 for Cloud9, but ball is not picked up by either team. It's been played towards the batteries.
And you gotta wonder how much is that going to affect in this game, because that was just 3 down for Cloud9, because guess what? Penguin's not there to help you keep your setup and fend off the respawners of Sentinels. So a massive, massive team kill on the side of Cloud9 ruins their setup. They do still have a 20-point lead here. As the game continues to go on, Camo is respawning. Cloud9,
Wow.
I mean, they're still in the lead, but you gotta wonder what that does to them, potentially, if they are to lose this game.
Couldn't ask for a much better start. If you're Cloud9, Stellar playing his life so well right here, patiently getting the kills bottom middle, allowing his teammate to get the camo instead. That's Eco.
You stay alive if you're Eco here. They know Royal 2's in pipe somewhere. He just took down Bound, and Eco knows he's got to sniff him out, take him down, because that's the most important player on the map with shock rifle in hand. He grapples back up. Eco sits still. A patient play from Eco is rewarded. At least you got the shock out of Royal 2's hands. Unfortunately, you know the damage Lethal can do. The double comes through. A Wise back down.
Oh my God!
Lethal is back with the vengeance. A triple kill from Lethal, and Sentinels will now have map control. And if they can get this ball safely, they can tie this game up.
Lethal putting on a show, rotating ball into Turbine. Snakebite there to pick up the relay, picks up the ball now, needs to get some time on the board as 38 seconds already for Cloud9 in this game number 1. Once again, Stellar leading the charge with 35 kills. Eco takes down Snakebite, ball back in the hands of C9.
So although we saw fantastic kills coming from Sentinels, fantastic map control, no ball time really on their side throughout that process. No one really there to be efficient with the kills Lethal was able to provide, and because of it now, Cloud9 were able to respawn, break the setup. They have a setup of their own, and now Sentinels being forced to do the same. They do so successfully. 3 go down for Cloud9, and now Sentinels have an elevator setup because Cloud9 was not able to play that ball into a neutral position, and this is the first real opportunity we've seen from them here in round 3.
There is a player on Cloud9 flanking from that blue side. Not sure if Lethal knows. He does not. That's Bound with the flank. Takes down Lethal. Spots Royal 2, who does play the ball, but Bound, great flank out of him, allowing his team to find some openings, but not able to get that kill.
He's just gonna leave him. He says, absolutely not. That's too difficult. Eco finishes it off. I like this play by Bound, though. You're going to give your teammates spawns over towards pipes if you continue to maneuver over towards that way. There is a battle for camo going down, and Eco gets the better of Lethal there with a little bit of help from his friend Penguin, but there's 2 more members of Sentinels going for that camouflage. They're going to eventually take down Eco, but it's just Royal 2 left on the map, and the ball is in Cloud9's hand. They're continuing to build a lead.
Bound knows there's a couple players on the elevator. Easy kill onto Lethal right there, thanks to that nade shot. Trying to stay alive. We know how sneaky he can be, but Royal 2 sniffs him out, takes him down, looking for the double kill onto Eco in pipes. Stellar, Eco, Frosty, all in that pipes area, but Frosty goes down. Penguin does as well. Now Royal 2 trying to get the stick. Ends up getting the trade for the double kill.
Yeah, the issue is all these plays are great for Sentinels, but in the meantime, Cloud9 significantly continuing to build up that ball time, has a 40-point lead. And now Sentinels need to figure out a way to hold a setup for several rounds of slays of Cloud9. And unfortunately, Cloud9's not giving them that opening. They are taking round 3 in their control. They are pushing the pace on Sentinels. And look at this. 2 players trap back elevator. Stellar wants the kills.
Oh my God, Stellar with the no-scope onto Snakebite. This kid is on fire right now. 40 kills for Stellar, and he's only getting started. Picks up Lethal as well. 79-31 with only 1 minute and 27 seconds in game time until Cloud9 takes a 1-0 series lead.
Well, that 1.00 Stellar had yesterday and all day, a Friday through full play, throw that in the garbage. Stellar on Saturday is a different beast, 42 and 26, taking over game one for Cloud9.
And Clutch, I'll say this, if this is the Stellar we're gonna see for the rest of the weekend, then I'm really scared if I'm the competition, because a Stellar dropping 40 on your head is not something you want to see if you're on the other side. This kid is absolutely one of the best players in the game. Lethal now spots a player, batteries with camo. He needs to focus on staying alive.
Gotta get your shield back if you're lethal. Does just that. Gets a lot of information on multiple players. Great trigger discipline. Now he has a decision to make. The grenade is gonna make the opening pick even easier. And now he's got the forces of Cloud9 distracted. They know he's in Turbine. Where's the rest of Sentinels? They need to collapse on these last two players, get the ball in the pipes, and for God's sake, get us set up, because there's 30 seconds left and you're down 40.
Big plays out of Lethal there. The catalyst for his team staying alive, using the repulsors, and valuing his life enough to get this setup in pipes. This might be the last chance for Sentinels to come back in this game.
They gotta get this kill on the Stellar, and they have to push through pipes. Unfortunately, Stellar's not going down easy. He knows the situation. He actually gets a kill, and the pressure from Cloud9 proves to be too strong once again. The setup is broken, and now 15 seconds is all Cloud9 need to buy in order to win game one.
Oh! Stellar with the double kill, no scope once again. 45 kills for this man, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number one with Stellar at the forefront. Cloud9 take a surprising 1-0 series lead. Surprising in my opinion, Clutch. I don't know, because this Sentinels team is one of the favorites this weekend.
And let's talk about what that does for Cloud9 in this series, in this tournament. We talked about it coming into the series, Basil, that Cloud9, they just didn't look the same without Renegade so far. They just, you had to start questioning them after losing to E United yesterday in pool play. How good are they? Are they a top 6 team here? Can they actually win this tournament? Coming out with a stellar performance in game one here in this series. 45 kills from the individual. And I mean, look at the rest, 37 and 35 for Bound. We gotta talk about the entire team, because you don't win a game of oddball by yourself, but all of those slays certainly help.
Hey, that was a Stellar show. That's all I know. And if this series is going to be anything like that game number one, we are in for a treat. Cloud9 taking on Sentinels, the grand finals match from our last HCS major in Kansas City. And what a treat we have here looking at the scoreboard. Let's talk about the damage. But obviously Stellar with the 45-piece extra crispy, but his teammates, all three players on Cloud9 breaking that 10K threshold in damage. And wow, what a performance all around.
And round one and round two, they respectively went in the dominant forms of Sentinels and Cloud9, but I mean, in that round three, it was really all Cloud9 dictating the pace, pushing their advantages, finding the slays they need, and their teamwork really showed up there, right? That was the big difference for me, as Cloud9 started to stay alive in situations they shouldn't stay alive in. And when players like Bound are creating havoc, and even though they're one shot, they're making you spend so much time trying to finish that one-shot kill. He buys so much time for the likes of Stellar, Eco, and Penguin to do what they do best, and that's take over situational Halo.
Back and forth we saw in game one. That lethal triple was disgusting. Stellar no-scope for a treat as well, and just a bunch of good plays from both sides in this game one, and I cannot wait for this game two Slayer. Now, if I'm Sentinels, Clutch, if you're Sentinels now going into this game two, obviously you've been here, you've done that, you're world champions. Are you good? No worries. You still have dropped one game one or game two. How you feeling?
You're good. You're the reigning champs. You've been here. You've done that. You've been here for about 15 years doing it. Oddball's not your strong suit if you're Sentinels. They're not a very efficient oddball team, and especially on recharge. History shows it. I think you wipe that one away. You refocus. You reprioritize these next 50 kills, because you're going to want them on your side. And roll two, he showed you some light. Lethal showed you a highlight clip, and if anything, I think Frosty and Snakebite are going to have something to say about staying in this series. So as we reprioritize our focus to Street Slayer, let's see what Sentinels can show us to stay in this series. Maybe get ourselves to a game 4, potentially a game 5.
Look at the player matchup here on your screen. Royal 2 versus Eco. Slayer KD for Royal 2, almost a 2 KD. What a beast. And Eco, of course, the
what
IGL.
damage from Eco.
the IGL for Cloud9. I'm excited to watch this game number 2 Street Slayer.
Let's hop on board with Stellar. Why not? He's probably gonna kill something. Chances are.
Rockets in the hands of Frosty, but he did go down, so those Rockets are currently down by Stellar. Let's see if he can find them, not able to. Instead, choosing to get out of harm's way. 4-1 early lead for Cloud9, a good start. You gotta be careful in Halo Infinite Team Slayers, specifically on this map as well. The snowball effect can be very dangerous. If you go down 4 dead, the spawn kill can be deadly.
Yeah, it didn't look like Cloud9 was in a great position to capitalize there on that push, but they did it. 8-3, now the lead. A great job to flip the map now, and this is a very difficult spot for Sentinels. Although Frosty does have that stronger rifle, they are stuck in the back of Tram and not a lot of space to play around.
Down with the flank, picks up 1, picks up 2, nice double kill, gets the soccer rifle looking for the triple! Oh! Perfect shots out of bound for the triple kill on Lethal.
Rookie of the year, they're saying about this kid, but doesn't have that memorable moment for us just yet at a tournament. Is this the tournament he's gonna do it? We said he needed experience. Well, he's got a couple of lands under his belt now, and wouldn't it be something for Bound to take this whole weekend right now, starting to heat up, starting to find targets left, right, center, taking him down as he goes down finally, but a 6-1-2 start for Bound, give Cloud9 the early lead.
And very crucial double kill out of Royal 2. When you need him most, he is there to make the play, make that 3 kills now in a row for Royal 2. And that could have been very dangerous if Royal 2 didn't just make that play, because it was turning into a bit of a wide gap in this game too early on.
And that was his first 4 kills of the game right there, so massive job by Royal 2 to get it impactful now, starting to pick up an assist, picking up a kill, trying to wait for Rockets, but he's got hell of pressure on him. Killing spree, double kill, a phenomenal job by Royal 2 to try and set up for these Rockets.
Cannot explain how important that killing spree was for Sentinels. Even still down by 7, Cloud9 foot on the throat after a game 1 win. They want to extend the series 2-0, 21-13. The Cloud9 roster is absolutely rolling right now.
And Penguin got Rockets. This is a massive opportunity to push this lead into an unapproachable situation for Sentinels. All of a sudden, the pressure is starting to add up, and now with power weapons in hand, the Bulldog being used, the Rockets being used, Stellar's got the thrust. He's able to relocate, help keep Penguin alive, allow Penguin to get a couple of kills. The sandwich is coming through. They flip the map once again, and look at Sentinel stuck in the back of Tram again, but look at the score, Faisal, 27-15. It's all of a sudden a 12-kill lead.
This looks like a whole different Cloud9 that we saw yesterday. Clutch, we listened to Sentinels comms in game number 1. Let's go into an Astro listening with Cloud9 in game number 2.
Going Chinese A, bottom mid.
Yeah, they're aiming.
Just keep playing slow, keep playing slow, warp time.
I spawn red, I spawn red. 2 cafe, they're trying to push me out. I can maybe come out.
Two shot, one shot tires, one shot tires.
One shot PD with Shoddy. Back PD, one shot.
I'm going.
One shot, back PD still. Yeah, back PD, 2 on me, guys.
That's all you do.
He's on the heaven jump,
I hear you, Looking.
Coming, PD weak.
Lethal's weak.
Dead didn't kill me, I think, guys.
Alright.
Take your time. This is good, Dan. This is good. Everyone chill. Bound, don't take too much damage here.
Front tower.
Heaven, one shot.
On the middle, ATM weak. ATM weak.
I can look at jump up. I can look at jump up.
To benches.
One shot. Inside PD? Inside PD or no?
Back PD.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm flanking.
One shot, back tower, one shot.
I hear you.
Let's go top tower, right?
Nice,
No, they're spawning red. They're spawning red.
No, he's weak on benches. Bottom mid. He's really weak.
One shot arcade. He's dead.
I'm watching dead end.
I'm coming.
One shot driveway. Lethal.
Nice
guy.
One shot B stairs.
Weak on rockets.
We're good.
They got it. One shot benches.
My wasting.
Dead end, one shot.
Get that? Where we?
One shot dead end. One shot in PD.
Dead end.
Look where Matt's in.
There boys?
On me, Cafe.
With the Rockets.
Rockets.
Nice shit. Nice fucking.
They have one more. On Shoddy, going ATM.
Yo, back right, one shot. Back right, one shot.
Agent.
Back right, one shot and top seed. Raiden, don't throw too many nades. There's two in C. They don't know you're there. Guy on balcony. Guy going trash. Can we kill trash? Can we kill trash?
Yeah,
Jumping with you, I'm here.
Double, nice. Spawn, on Shoddy.
Nice, man.
He's back here.
Go
See stairs in PD. Okay, I'm drawing trash. I'm going trash.
Top heaven, Kevin. Top heaven.
Watch that trash, dead.
I left Ivy. I'm coming.
Just kill me. Front seat. He's
No, go front. Yep, trash.
Front trash, one shot, guys.
Okay.
And I ducked benches.
Jump me trash now, Zane. Nice.
One shot, bottom C. Bottom C going disruptor. He's going, he's jumping top trash. He jumped top trash and got come up front seat.
Drive right, weak. Ice cream, weak.
Red room. Yeah, red room. Focus this guy.
Red room.
Disruptor.
Disruptor.
That's the guy, I think, Kevin.
Red room, one shot, my guys.
He's behind you guys.
One shot, red room.
Where?
Driveway in red room.
Benches, bottom mid.
Bottom mid.
Looking at you, Raiden. Arcade, Frosty. Arcade player, one shot, dead end.
Impressive comms out of Cloud9. Teamwork at an all-time high, and they're feeling good, up by 8 kills, looking to extend the series.
How about the coordination, the double jump from 2 players into commando, into trash as they call it, and they get the jump on Sentinels. They extend their lead now. It's 8, 41-33. They're starting to push it. Sentinels are doing a great job fighting from such a massive deficit that they allowed themselves to build here, but it's just too little too late. You have to think Cloud9 are going to be able to close this one out. Bound has got to be the player to talk about so far here in game 2 because he gave his team everything they needed to get that early lead.
5 kills left to go for Cloud9. Penguin leading the charge, 15 kills and 10 assists. Bound picks up a kill on the Frosty. Great job by him. Now challenges Snakebite, knowing that his teammate's in for help, and Snakebite not able to get the kill on the Bound, but Lethal luckily there to help him out. Now Penguin once again continuing his run in this impressive game number 2.
Ego's got the Rockets. He wants to end this one here and now. You know Snakebite's here. That's going to be 49. 50's back PD. Goodbye. And all of a sudden, Cloud9 up 2-0 on Sentinels. What was a question of these guys' caliber of play this weekend is starting to be the exact chip on their shoulders they needed to show the world they are once again capable of the best Halo in the world.
Impressive performances, game 1 and game 2. If you'd have told me Cloud9 would be up 2-0 in this series, I wouldn't have believed you, but they are showing us why they are a team to consider winning the entire event. Now looking at the scoreboard.
Look at Penguin. 16, 7, and 11, are you kidding me? A guy that, I mean, when we watched the games yesterday against the United, I said, that's not the Penguin I know. Well, guess what? Penguin must have heard me. 16, 7, that's a most, least, most. You give me that, we're gonna get a win every single time from Penguin, and what a phenomenal performance statistically he was able to put on in that game too. It was all Cloud9 though. Let's talk about it. The aggression, their ability to flip the map perfectly, the bait and switches, the control of the power weapons, everything got checked off the list in game 2 for these guys. And that's why they find themselves up 2-0 on the reigning Kansas City LAN champions.
And really, Clutch, it started at the beginning of the game, right? We saw Cloud9 go up 4-1 off the break. We saw them extend that to an 8-3, I believe it was. And they just kept continuing the momentum kill after kill. We saw Royal 2 there, bottom middle, get a series of kills that I thought would help close the gap. But Cloud9 didn't let that stop them. They kept excelling. They kept picking and choosing their battles. And we saw the listen, we heard the listening, we saw the teamwork, and Cloud9 is playing fantastic.
Yeah, that communication was unreal from Cloud9. That's not, like, honestly, that's not the Cloud9 that I would really think of when I expect to go to a listen. And these guys are locked in. They feel like underdogs in this series, and Cloud9 responds so well to being that underdog here. And now we switch our focus over to Live Fire Slayer for Live Fire King of the Hill for game 3. And Sentinels, it's winner's bracket. You're down 2-0. What an early trip to the elimination bracket this could be for these guys. They qualified for Worlds, of course, but that's not their expectations for the event. They expect to be in the winner's bracket finals, for God's sake. But in order to do so, they're gonna have to reverse sweep Cloud9 in this series. It starts with a game 3, but someone's gotta make a play to get the ball rolling, Faisal, because plays are being made on the other side of the stage right now.
Plays are being made indeed. Let's hop right into it with Frosty on Sentinels, moving over towards dummies with Snakebite trying to get some kills early, but no, Eco has other plans, takes them down, and Snakebite goes down as well. So good start once again for Cloud9.
Let's see how it plays out. So often does one team favor the power up, one team favors the hill, and it usually benefits the team that goes for the hill. No one quite prioritizing that hill as of yet, and although Overshield's delayed the battle inside house, it's a trade. 3 go down for Cloud9. Overshield's gonna go to the Sentinels, it does appear, and no hill time as of yet. So even though Cloud9 won the initial fight, Sentinels were able to recover, get that Overshield, and we'll see what they can do with it here.
Snakebite spots the player, stellar, nice body shot. able to get that kill cleaned up. Now spots 2 players towards top mid. Eco able to get out of harm's way, and Snakebite opting to stay back towards Hill. Gonna rotate towards Nest here with the sniper rifle spots. The Penguin, nice snipe onto Penguin.
It's been too quiet of a series for the Bite. Let's see what he has in store. Overshield and snipe. Everything to his disposal here. Tons of information, great damage, but nobody capitalizing on it yet. And you lose your Hill player, and all of a sudden Snakebite blinks. All 3 members of Sentinels will go down, and it's a good job by him to stay alive and just keep some map control, but that's a phenomenal job by Cloud9 to break that setup.
Good play out of Snakebite, understanding that he was the last player alive, rotating out of tower towards top middle, but unfortunately still getting chased from that tower area. Trying to go for the trade, Bound doesn't allow it, gets a double kill, finally goes down. Now Stellar picks one up as well, that's 3 dead for Sentinels. Leave the last player alive, bottom Nest.
It's a big one.
Stellar now opting to choose to leave that fight as Lethal does get cleaned up by Bound. Power up will be spawning any second now. Stellar trying to stay alive.
Does a great job to stay alive here. Several members of Sentinels focused on Stellar. Unfortunately, can't take him down. And that's as soon as Overshield spawning. I don't believe it's been activated. It's got to be down on the ground, I think, right now. And Stellar trying to get the kills instead of going for it. Misses the opportunity to take down Royal 2, and Royal 2 seizes that opportunity to successfully acquire this Overshield, and now Overshield heat wave. Sentinels have to make the play to get this first point, and Royal 2 has that in his hands.
Royal 2 with Overshield is a scary sight, gets a double kill, trying to find Eco for the triple, gets 3. Killing spree for him, heat wave still in his back pocket. Royal 2 now moving towards Nest.
Great job to stay alive there. Just allow your teammates to do their part. This hill almost done by Sentinels. You're going to see Royal 2 try to make his way towards this second hill spawn. That's going to be tower, but he wants to make sure that this is solidified. The point goes through, and now Sentinels finally have the lead in a game in this series, and we'll see how they're able to play around that lead now.
3 down for Sentinels, 2 for Cloud9. Bound hops in the hill.
Nobody's home.
Getting a lot of pressure with that sniper rifle, ultimately ends up falling. Ego now top tower trying to stay alive. No Snakebite's in the corner, and Snakebite wins that engagement. 3 down for Cloud9.
3 go down for Cloud9. Bound misses every shot with the 7, and that usually means your setup not gonna last too long as Sentinels break that tower setup. And it's been a phenomenal start for Royal 2 as we step back and take a look at the stats just momentarily. 12, 3, and 4 for Royal 2 to start this one off. I said plays were being made on the other side of the stage. Royal 2 must have heard me, and he started making plays here to get his team back into this series.
Snakebite doing such a good job holding the tower. Unfortunately, catches them melee and gets grenaded, so not the best way to go down. He was in a great position with the sniper rifle on top tower control, but Stellar on your screen now trying to get some kills of his own with his heat wave. Does a good job putting damage on that player towards Hill. And just very important, playing very sneaky, and unfortunately for him, gets melted by 2 players of Sentinel.
Yeah, Stellar played that so well to stay alive so many times, but it does not matter. Sentinels still come through. 4 down for Cloud9, and Sentinels are almost going to be guaranteed this second point. A 2-for-1 for Frosty. Both get picked up by Snakebite, and let's see a 2-0 lead here in Game 3 for Sentinels.
A nice 2-for-1 body shot out of Frosty, and like you said, clutch 2-0 lead in this game number 3. This could be the start of a crazy comeback if you're Sentinels, and they're doing everything right. Frosty with the heat wave and the sniper rifle gets another 2. Was that a second 2-for-1? But either way, he gets the kill, gets the assist, and Frosty is rolling.
No ammo in either weapon. I think he's done his damage with each one of them at this point. And remember, this is the same snipe that Bound lost. He missed a couple of shots, and it falls into the hands of Sentinels. You make a mistake like that, you pay for it dearly. So many of those snipe bullets doing so much damage. It's allowed this 2-0 lead, but what was once an opportunity for a 3-point lead, it looks like Sentinels' setup is going to be pretty weak now that Cloud9 have been able to find some slays. Cloud9 need this 3rd point phase because it's not often you see a team come back from a 3-0 deficit.
No, that will be really hard to do if you're Cloud9, but as we say that, I mean, Sentinel still has control. They have a lot of the meter filled in this 3rd third hill, as Penguin on your screen. Trying to help his team secure, put some points on the board, and this is a good opportunity for Cloud9, trying to get this overshield as well as Frosty and the boys and Sentinels are making their way over.
Overshield's coming up, decisions have to be made. Did Cloud9 try and go for it, or do they try to score the point? They have to come back in this game, but their decisions are being cut too thin. Speaking of being cut, all 4 members of Cloud9 go down. They have too many priorities to try and focus on there, and because of it, nobody has teamwork. Frosty gets the overshield, everybody goes down, and Sentinels are gonna score this 3rd point as well.
Overshield and Heatwave spots 3 players of Cloud9. Very bad timing as that overshield gets melted, but good job at least getting the trade on the Penguins.
And honestly, getting that overshield just removes a win condition from Cloud9, right? They need these power-ups to come back. They need the snipe, the overshield, the opportunity, the time on the clock, in all honesty, in order to get back into this one. And Sentinels starting to remove each one of those from the equation.
Great shots with the commando out of Snakebite. Stellar takes him down though as a 3-0 lead in this game number 3. Now if there was ever going to be a reverse sweep, it's going to start this way where out of pure domination in game number 3.
Let's not talk about it yet. Let's let this game in. But you have to be right? If you don't close the door on the Sentinels team, how long do they stay in the series? The question has to be asked. And we saw what Lethal was able to do with the shock rifle. We've seen what he's been able to do with the S7 throughout his career. What can he give us to put a punctuation on this game 3 to show us that Sentinels are here to play?
Barely missing that shot on the Penguin. Opting to leave that engagement, tries to fight Bound instead with some teamwork. Stellar and Bound both there. He's gonna run into 2 players, takes down Bound, gets taken down, loses that sniper.
Snipes down, but Stellar knows time is crucial. Time is the only thing that you need to make sure you prioritize here. 1:52 on the clock, you're down 3 points. You need that clock frozen. You need to cap these hill almost flawlessly in order to secure an opportunity to get back into this one. And Overshield comes up at the perfect time for Sentinels to break the push. Cloud9 go down. And this is going to be an all-she-wrote situation. Frosty has Overshield snipe in hand and an opportunity to close the door and push this series to a game 4.
Barely misses those shots. Frosty, commando and snipe, nice job cleaning up Bound right there. Almost has the game in completely over here for Sentinels, and that's gonna do it. Game number 3 goes in the favor of Sentinels as they stay alive in this series.
Calm, cool, collected. And game 4 is already on their minds. Move on, boys, because we want this series as fans of the game to go to game 5, I'm sure, and Cloud9. That would have been a big one to win, but unfortunately, I mean, you just give up too much of the power on the map, right? How many times did we see Overshield, Snipe, and Frosty and Snakebite's hands and Lethal's hands? And the amount of 2-for-1s, I mean, that was absolutely insane. The damage done with those power-ups and power weapons was the true difference maker here in game 3.
Looking at the scoreboard, Royal 2 definitely standing out, 22-12, and that's what we expect to see out of Royal 2. Arguably the best Slayer in the HCS. This guy has been doing it for as long as I can remember, and what a time to have a performance like that backs against the wall.
Look at Frosty's damage, though. Might not have the kills, but that damage stat is everything to tell you that Frosty's starting to heat up in the series, starting to lay his mark on it, and we talked about it. The plays needed to be made on that side of the stage. It's been a very quiet day for Sentinels so far throughout this series, outside of a couple shock rifle kills, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You need a big game, and big-time players, they make big-time plays in big-time games, and that's exactly what Royal 2 gives you there alongside Frosty for Sentinels.
And this game number 3 was all Sentinels. They never really were not in the driver's seat, right, Clutch? It felt like they were getting all the overshields, they were using teamwork, they were rotating on point, they were using the sniper rifle to its fullest potential, and players like Frosty are not the players you want to be going up against when they're casting fire, and Royal 2 as well, dropping 22 kills, and absolutely dominating performance for Sentinels in game 3.
Yeah, I think they had every single overshield in that game, if I can recall. I don't remember a single time Cloud9 was able to capitalize on a power-up, and that's You give up that many power-ups, power weapons to an enemy team, you can almost guarantee a loss, but a loss of that magnitude, what is that gonna do to the confidence of the boys over on the right side of the stage here? You gotta regroup, you gotta figure out a way to close this series out because, I mean, let's not go down too far of the road, but Sentinels in a game 5, those guys, they have the best stats in the history of Halo players as far as a game 5 is concerned. They do not lose game 5s, game 11s, and Cloud9 know that stat, so they want to close it out here on the Catalyst CTF.
The newest map on the HCS circuit. Catalyst capture the flag. Game number 4, starting things off with Snakebite. A couple members fall early for Sentinels, leaving Snakebite and Lethal to try to work together, but Lethal falls as well. So does Snakebite, so good start for Cloud9 here in game number 4 as Bound knows that he has the advantage here, but Frosty shuts that down and does not let him get a flag run.
What a big kill from Frosty to just weather the storm, but in the meantime, the rest of Cloud9, they're here. They have Overshield. Eco's getting a double kill, and not only that, this flag, it's on the move.
Great plays out of Eco, utilizing that overshield, getting 2, and now flag is on the move. Clutch, let's see if Eco can get this one home. Hasn't taken too much damage as the overshield still has a sliver there, and this could be a quick 1-0 lead for Cloud9.
Yeah, you see 2 kills going Cloud9's favor. That's massive because the overextenders, they've been cut off, they've been cut down. And Cloud9 jump out to an early lead here on Catalyst CTF. A cap in the first minute is massive to regain control of the series.
Textbook execution, a great opening start for Cloud9, and Eco is keeping the train going. 3-0 for Eco, and he is already back in the Sentinels base.
Like clockwork, they got the flag on the move once again. Able to take down Lethal across the map, and Roll 2 does a great job to stay alive to back Eco down there, but great damage from Eco, and someone's got to focus on Eco on the side of Sentinel. Snakebite's going to do it himself, but it's bot time for Penguin to stop this flag from getting any further.
Penguin gets that kill on the Frosty, but gets taken down. Lethal now trying to get the touch, able to do so. Good job out of Lethal. The selfless player, Sentinels, is so lucky to have a player like Lethal, always there to fill in the gaps, always there to make the plays that need to be made, and Lethal able to get that flag to his base, but it's not going to be easy to get the cap.
Yeah, lucky to have arguably the greatest Halo player of all time on your team, for sure. Lethal gets that flag touch, keeps it alive, and I love this play by him. He knows we got to get some kills to weather the storm that Cloud9's about to throw. I believe Bound may have just gotten overshield as we switch to his point of view. Lethal's got his hands full. You need to chip away at this overshield and make sure that you keep this at a 1-0 game because Bound wants this return in a 2-0 lead.
I couldn't agree more, but you got to be very careful if you're Sentinels, but that was a big kill onto Bound
Lethal.
as 3 members fall for Cloud9. Penguin last one alive.
Massive kills by Lethal and Snakebite there. They win a 2v3 to keep the flag alive, to get rid of Overshield, and a phenomenal defensive stand from Sentinels keeps this at a 1-0 scoreline as flag stalemate, but still Cloud9 look to be aggressive.
Yeah, honestly, fortunate there for Cloud9, going 3 down and not losing that flag, not allowing Sentinels to get the return. And Penguin, big shout out to him for getting that detonation off onto Lethal and stopping the push.
Who's going to win this flag stalemate is the biggest question of this series because likely the team that wins it gets a second flag on the move. And if it's Sentinels, it's a 2-cap swing. Is it going to be a potential 3-0 lead for Cloud9? Jesus, Penguin the skewer across the map. Puts them on a kebab, says goodbye, Roll 2. And the battle for this flag standoff, as long as it goes, it makes the outcome of it even more important because you will have less time on the clock to deal with the consequences of losing this one.
And once again, momentarily, Cloud9 went down 3-0, but it's just the positioning is all that matters when you go down, right?
Yeah.
So Sentinels, if they're not pushed up far enough, obviously 3 down won't make much of a difference as Eco and the boys of Cloud9 hold that flag all the way in the back of their base. This is a stalemate if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Lethal, he doesn't expect Bound to be there. He gets taken down. A good trade by Snakebite there. As Snakebite picks up a double. 3 go down, and it's up to Penguin now. He's not near the flag either, so he's expecting respawners as the overshield is the focus for everyone on the map. Snakebite gets the overshield. He allows Roll 2 to pick up the kill, and it's a 4v3 situation for Sentinels to try and get this return. Overshield overshield in the hands of Snakebite. He gets melted.
God. Amazing job by Cloud9 using that teamwork, using those
Nice
headies
job.
on that main ramp. It's absolutely melting Snakebite with the overshield.
They
But
gotta
as
get a
I
touch.
say that, Clutch, the flag is in danger. Cloud9 not able to get a touch, and Frosty trying to hop on the return and does
Frosty!
it. He gets the return.
Oh
Frosty
my.
making big time plays, and now it's all tied up.
Yeah, but look at this. There's more members of Sentinels in the base, so it's tied up, but Sentinels could potentially get a flag on the move. They do kill Lethal. That was the last player for Sentinels in the base. So we're not going to see a double cap situation, but Sentinels do a phenomenal job to win the standoff, put that overshield to execution, and although Snakebite got melted, the prioritization onto Snakebite is what allowed Frosty to get those kills.
Fortunate grenade kill takes down Eco. 3 members go down though for Sentinels, all spawning in the back of their base. They know exactly where Cloud9 is pushing from, and because of that, both Bound and Stellar eat a grenade and get taken down with not much issue. 2 members down for Sentinels, but 3 for Cloud9.
Yeah, last play last Eco, Snakebite knows where he is, but Eco has the damage advantage on him. Eco's still trying to be aggressive by himself, maybe a little bit of an overextension. They're going to reset the map here as Cloud9 spawning back at their base. Sentinels are going to have an opportunity to be aggressive here, and we'll see how strong Cloud9's defense is.
Snakebite with the commando. It's a scary sight.
Yeah.
I know my commando doesn't look like that. It's like he has no recoil.
We need to check his control.
Nice shots there on the Eco. On the Cloud9 flag takes him down. That's 4 dead for Cloud9, and now Snakebite should have a free opportunity to get this flag all the way across the map. Choosing to run it with the grapple, not able to execute though, and that could be costing.
But he's got the overshield, so maybe it works out. He's getting melted though. Jesus Christ, he gets melted. A phenomenal attempt at what would have been a very fast flag run from Snakebite, but the mechanics, he trips up at the last second. The flag doesn't go with him. That overshield does get removed, but that flag still stands in front of Cloud9's base.
Flag does end up getting returned. Frosty on the spikes here, trying to stay alive, doing a good job being that aggressor, being that entry fragger, and trying to get some kills for his team to start pushing. Gets one on Eco, does a nice double back, and able to stay alive, milking his life, but then Penguin finally takes him down.
I mean, even though he goes down there, just pay attention to how long it takes them to kill him. That's so big. If you're able to do that consistently, you just create windows of opportunity for your teammates. Frosty showing you how to stay alive best.
We're seeing Cloud9 play a bit of that defense role, right? We're seeing Penguin just chill in the back of his base, make sure no members of Sentinels are just sneaking through, put down good shots, and able to clean up Lethal across the map. Didn't expect to see that kill.
There's something to say about Penguin's prioritization on the opposite side of the map at all times. It's like he has so much presence on the map when he's able to do that kind of damage from that range.
A do-it-all type of player. Penguin is so fast and efficient. That's the type of gameplay I love to see. Always doing whatever it takes to get the job done. Unfortunately, takes some heavy grenade damage and gets taken down. 2 members fall for Cloud9. This once again could be an opportunity for Sentinels.
Snakebite sees his flag gets pulled, and his response is go to the other team's base, overextend, get their flag on the move. But we're gonna see them. Can they get it safely into that hallway is the issue. It's so difficult to turn that corner. And Lethal, the last guy alive, he's got flag in hand, but he's got so much pressure on him. Eco in the kill feed takes him down. And it's a matter of, can Cloud9 get this return?
And there you have it, 2-1 as Cloud9 takes the lead. If they win this game, they win the series and knock down Sentinels into the lower bracket. But of course, we got a lot of game left. There's 3 minutes and 45 seconds still left in game time.
And overshield is up right now. Who's gonna get it? It looks like Cloud9 has a ton of map control right now. Bound needs to win this one-on-one. He does so against Snakebite. A big 1v1 by Bound should allow Cloud9 to get this overshield.
Every overshield I feel like we've seen this game has been absolutely shredded. So let's see if Bound can change the status quo there for the overshield here. So far, not taking any damage and saying, why not move back to my base and make sure I can clean it out.
Notice the defensive play by Bound. They want to make sure that there's nobody from Sentinels getting a flag pull here. 3 minutes on the clock, and a defensive mindset is what we're seeing from Cloud9.
Wow.
There goes the overshield.
There goes the overshield, and Frosty's gonna hit the shot. If you show him even a window of opportunity, you know he's gonna take it. Still alive there with a skewer, but Bound ends up trading that kill. I thought he would get the advantage, but no, Penguin last one for Cloud9.
So you wonder if a defensive mindset is gonna hurt Cloud9. So often do we see teams on their back feet get taken advantage of. They give up map control space. A lot of things that you use to your advantage, and now this flag is on the move. Snakebite with the mechanics of a Greek god as he grapples back. He keeps that flag on the move. The kill comes through, and now Snakebite is moments away of tying this one up.
Oh, the flag not capped just yet. 2 members for Sentinels are down, but there it is. It goes down, so 2-2 all tied up in game number 4. Stellar trying to get this kill on the Lethal, catching some grenade damage, able to stay alive, picks up oil 2. And Wes, I want to go back to your statement from earlier. I couldn't agree more. I think the overly defensive play style there for Cloud9 ended up biting them there.
Well, now Cloud9 has to be aggressive. They are in the base of Sentinels. They are shortly going to pull a flag, and Overshield is up. If they can acquire this Overshield while running this flag, they're almost going to guarantee themselves the cap, you'd have to think. Val's got a lot of opportunity in front of it, but it is Eco that ends up with that Overshield. The flag no longer on the move, however, as Sentinels do finish off their base, but let's see what Eco has to say about that.
Good shots under Frosty, keeping him back, but all the players in Sentinels are on such important positions at the back of their base, having so much cover that Eco not able to do any damage. Even fortunately gets a kill, because that could have been an Overshield absolutely wasted.
A phenomenal defensive stand, keep this game, and these flags standing still at 2. A minute and 15 on the clock. You can almost guarantee the next cap will decide the winner. Will we see a game 5? Will this one go to Cloud9 in a 3-1 fashion? The next minute will decide it.
Great play there out of Penguin, staying alive until the last minute, dropping down and getting that kill on to Frosty, now grappling his way over, trying to spot this player. I believe that's Snakebite running around towards the spikes, ring around the rosy for Penguin, not able to spot him, but Bound able to do him a favor and clean up that kill.
All right, you get the kill on the Snakebite, you get some map control, and here comes Cloud9. Lethal gets taken down. Great teamwork out of Bound and Penguin. Focus on the Frosty. Great shots, but can't quite finish the kill. Don't worry, Bound's got your back, but a third player from Sentinels in Rule 2 shows up. In the meantime, Eco on the flank. As all members of the map are focused on this side of the map, you're seeing the last player alive at Snakebite, who spawned back there, trying to weather the storm and just buy time for Sentinels respawning.
And that's just such a perfect play for Snakebite. You're the last guy alive, you're hiding in the back of your flag, your teammates get spawned ahead of you, and you get the pinch opportunity. Great play out of Snakebite.
Roll 2, trying to be aggressive. Bound and Eco take him down. They're gonna have an opportunity in overtime. It's gonna be settled as we're gonna have a reset here. Sentinels do everything to keep their winner's bracket hopes and dreams alive here in Orlando, and Cloud9 looking to end this one a little bit early for the fans around the world, but the pressure has never been bigger.
Next flag cap wins the game as we are officially into overtime, starting things off with Bound.
Nobody's statistically really stepping up so far in this game. You wonder if someone's going to make a play here, significantly step up their performance. And Penguin finding a double kill in the kill feed is exactly what I'm talking about. I was going to say a great trade from Bound, as Snakebite gets the better of him, stays alive. And now Eco forced to come back to his base and play defense, is able to clear it out. Cloud9 look to be aggressive from this point on.
Eco is playing his life top mid, not wanting to push past his door, knowing that it could be a death trap if you go on that top mid bridge, instead opting to back down, put shots into Lethal. Just once again playing a bit defensively, making sure no players from Sentinels can sneak into their base.
Wait a minute, there is a player in his base, and I don't think he saw him. I think there's a player near his flag, actually. They may have been able to find the kill. All right, flag's clear, appreciate you for checking that, Eco. Bound's gonna spawn back there, and look how defensive they're starting to play. We saw how they were punished in regulation when they played defensive. Is this gonna be how Sentinels get the advantage off of a defensive-minded Cloud9 here in these ending moments?
Eco and Bound now finally being the aggressors here, moving into the Sentinels base. Let's see if they can work together and stay alive, try to keep their shields as much as possible and get a flag pull. And often we see both flags being pulled at the same time, and that's exactly what we're witnessing right here. The counter pull is coming out of Sentinels as Eco and Cloud9 are moving this flag. Sentinels actually not able to move that Cloud9 flag out of their base, so I spoke too soon. This could be the opportunity for Cloud9 to end this game and end this series. Eco punches in the flag in overtime, and Cloud9 take down Sentinels in the winner's bracket. The reigning champs from Kansas City have just been knocked down 3-1 after after Cloud9 plays some dominant Halo.
Cloud9 are back. No Renegade, no problem. And they are bound to the winners bracket semifinals.
What a performance out of Cloud9, and we saw them play defensively clutch there at the end of regulation in Game 4, and it cost them the cap up to Sentinels, who ended up sending it to overtime, but they learned from their mistakes. We saw Bound and Eco be the aggressors, play that two-man game in the Sentinels base, and they executed to a T. They ran that flag, and they never looked back.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened off camera that actually ended the game for Cloud9. Both flags get pulled. Stellar was waiting for an overextension. He gets the kill immediately onto the pull. And because of it, that flag from the Sentinels pulled, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays in Cloud9's base. They get an easy return. They have that numbers advantage with the flag on the move. And the second Bound is able to take down Roll 2. That solidified the game for me. And as we take a look at the stats, I mean, Penguin, what a performance all series long from him. And what a much needed performance he was able to give Cloud9 here today.
Yeah, we talked about him in that Game 4, that absolutely do-it-all type of player, and he is doing it all right here. 26 kills for Penguin, and Cloud9 has got to be feeling fantastic after a rough day number 1, losing to the boys of United, coming in on Saturday, day 2, and knocking down Sentinels into the elimination bracket. Looking at the series layout here, we started things off with that Game 1 recharge win, and they dominated on Street Slayer. I was thinking, are we going to see a sweep here? But of course, we got Sentinels on the other side. That wasn't about to happen, so they dominated Game 3, but ultimately, Cloud9 come out champions.